In terms of how you want to sit if you're sitting, first off, in Taoist practice, even seated guided meditation is usually done seated in a chair. Even though in Buddhist meditation, you usually sit on a cushion, something like that. Taoists usually do use a chair. I usually do sit on a cushion, but your posture is still important in doing Qigong, even when you're seated. So first off, find a spot on your chair where your feet can be flat on the floor. I, for instance, have to sit forward just a little bit because I'm short, so I can't get my feet totally flat. You want just as when we're standing, you want a little space between the arms. When you're sitting, you don't want your legs shoved together because that's going to block the chi. So you want to be comfortable, a little bit of a hip width stance still, feet flat on the floor. Think of the lower part of your body as forming a series of right angles. So from, the foot to the lower leg should form a right angle. The lower leg to the upper leg basically should form a right angle, and then your hips should form a right angle. You still have your shoulders dropped. Your spine is long but flexible. And it's very important because when you're sitting, what can start to happen is you can start to kind of slump. So periodically, you want to make sure that you are fully aligned. Sometimes it helps to find that center of your alignment by leaning to each side, leaning back a little, leaning forward a little, and then finding where you drop right into the center of all of those spaces. There will be a couple of times when we will have our hands resting on our thighs. At least once we will have them resting palm up. But in general, in terms of the head and the shoulders and the spine, it's very much the same as when we stand. So let's begin, as we often do, with some breath. Let's start with abdominal breathing, hands on the belly. Take a nice deep inhalation. Let the diaphragm expand. Let the belly rise. And then a nice, long, full exhalation. You want that same long, slow, deep breath. I was listening to a Qigong instructor the other day. I believe it was possibly Ken Cohen, who said you can remember the breath by remembering LSD, long, slow, and deep. So just let it all lengthen out. Feel yourself start to relax, but don't let the back start to slump as you relax. And then let's move into some wave breathing. So left hand on the chest. Begin the inhalation at the belly, and then let it rise up through the rib cage into the chest. Exhalation starts at the chest, rolls back down and out of the belly. So we inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Breathing in and out through the nose, letting the tip of the tongue rest gently on the top palate. And just sending that signal, body to mind, to move into a state of rest and away from fight flight. We establish the breath so that our movements can follow the breath. The breath always guides how we move. So let's move into our first moving breath with Buddha pulls up the earth. Hands round in front of you. Inhale. Let the hands roll up overhead. Follow it with your eyes today. Exhale and let the hands roll back down again. So we inhale, breath rises. We look up gently to follow our breath upward. Slight pause at the top and roll back down. When we're standing, we can follow with our eyes, but we don't always. But when we're sitting, it helps to promote a little bit more energy in the chi if we watch the hands rise and fall. You can keep your gaze soft, slightly unfocused. Exhale, rolling back down. Feeling the breath rise and fall. Feeling the hands rise and fall with it. And beginning to connect earth and sky. Inhale and lift, stretching upward, stretching the gaze upward. Exhale, rolling down, and then pausing at the bottom of your exhale and moving into spinal cord breathing. Inhale, open the chest again, tilting the chin up. Exhale, let the chest sink. The elbows come together in front. Feeling the spine moving back and forth. Between the slight arching of the back as we inhale, the opening of the lungs and chest, and that sinking of the chest as we exhale. Sometimes when you're seated, you get more of a sense of how close to the yoga movement of cat-cow this is. Rolling slightly forward with the inhale, settling back down with the exhale, and the spine becoming more and more flexible. The breath deepening each time you open the chest. Let's do this once more. And after your exhalation, let your hands for a moment just rest on your thighs. And then we move into the seated variation of dog wagging the tail to open the spine laterally. So just start to shift the weight a little bit back and forth. Let the head relax and feel the spine moving laterally now. Breath is just natural. Don't try to force it into a pattern. Sometimes this moving side to side, this lateral movement of the spine is a little bit more difficult for us. We tend to hold tension on the sides of the spine, not move as often in this flowing back and forth. And just let it roll up from the hips, up through the spine, all the way into the neck and head. So the head just gently relaxes. And then once more, come back to center. Find your center again, doing that little rocking motion if you need to until you settle right in the middle. And then we'll begin to focus our opening of the joints into specific joints. So bring the hands up, let the fingers spread, and begin to roll the wrists around each other. We're not simply circling the hands. You want to get full range of motion in the wrists. The fingers well spread and able to move with it, as almost as if you are kneading bread between your hands. And then let's reverse that direction. This is, of course, excellent if you've been sitting at a computer for a while. You need to open up the wrists and the hands. And then let's focus some energy into them by shaking them out. Palms up first. Just a nice, vigorous shake back and forth. Take a nice deep breath as you do this. And then shake them the other direction. Palms down. Feel like you're shaking all the way up into the forearm, even into the elbows a little bit. And then bring the hands down and just let them rest, palms up on top of your thighs. And take a few deep breaths with your eyes closed. See if you can begin to feel that sense of tingling in the palms of the hands. And then let's work the shoulders. So let's roll the shoulders forward and up, back and down, in as full a range of motion as is comfortable for you, oiling the shoulder joints. The hands can continue to rest on the thighs, or you can let them drop to your side, but keep the arms and the hands relaxed so that all the movement comes up through the shoulder. And then we're going to move into some shoulder shrugs. So now you want to slowly draw the shoulders up toward the ears, then quickly let them drop down. Inhale through the nose as you come up. Give an exhale out through the mouth as you drop down. See if you can feel as though gravity is just forcing your shoulders downward. Inhale up. Let it drop down. One more time. And then we move back to focusing on the spine, hands on thighs once again. We move into the wave. So reach forward with your chin and then roll up through the spine, tucking the chin in. Exhale, your hips hinge forward. Inhale, roll up. It's as if you are creating a circle with the tip of your chin, reaching out, circling into the chest, rolling up, letting the hips hinge forward as you come forward, sitting straight again as you come back up. See if you can feel the rolling up through all parts of the spine. We think of our spinal area as just those vertebrae, but we have at least 100 moving parts in our spine and the spinal area. So we want to release all of these. Inhale as you roll up. Exhale, rolling forward. Once more. And then we're going to reverse the direction of this. So we're going to tuck the chin in, roll down, and then hinge forward and lift the chin and roll up. This is the movement called turtleneck. And we inhale as we roll up, exhale as we roll down. Inhaling up, rolling forward and down. Again, just letting yourself inscribe that circle with the chin and feeling as though the back is just filled with a golden warm light that releases and eases any stress or pain. One more time. And come back to center. And then let's do a little bit of Qi self-massage. So hands in a light fist, begin to tap gently up and down the sternum. Nice deep breath as you do this. And then hold one hand out and we'll tap down the inside, the yin meridians, up the outside, the yang meridians. So as we come down, we're tapping down the lungs and the heart and the pericardium. As we come up, we're tapping up the corresponding yang meridians of the arm. Let's go over to the other side. We're just moving energy now, just waking the body up. You can tap or slap as firmly or as softly as you want. And then when you get to the top, come back to center. Let's do a little bit more tapping up and down. And then let's finish our warm up and our stretching out by stretching the neck. So take the hands, spread the fingers, press the palms down to the ground, and let your head gently fall over toward the left shoulder. And then as you breathe long in and out, slowly roll the head back and forth. Chin tilts up, chin tilts down. You'll feel a strong stretch on the opposite side to where the head is dropped, and a strong stretch through the yin meridians of the underside of the arm. Roll the head over to the other side. And once again, just roll gently back and forth. Try to let the shoulders press down and relax. If you want, you can take a couple of exhalations out through the mouth. Just send that little bit stronger signal to relax. Come back to center. Release the hands down and we'll do the other side. So form beak hands, fingers and thumbs pressed together, arms out again, and point your fingers up toward the ceiling. So now you're feeling a stretch through the outside of the arms. Same motion with the neck, dropping it gently onto the left shoulder first. And staying on that same shoulder, just roll it gently back and forth. Feeling how the neck muscles stretch and relax over on the right side. Long, deep breath, perhaps a long sighing exhalation out through the mouth. Roll down and across. Same thing to the other side. Let the head just relax and then gently roll back and forth. It's a long, full sigh if you Exhale through the mouth. Roll your chin back down to your chest. Let your arms relax at your sides. And recenter yourself again while you feel the energy rolling down into the tips of the fingers. And we're ready now to begin our flows, starting with opening the flow. Inhaling, hands lift. Exhaling, floating down. Let all the muscles relax. When you're seated, you can even let the leg muscles relax, so that that sense of using your body like water becomes complete from head to foot. Hands float up on the inhalation. Release and gently float down on the exhalation. Let yourself follow the pace of your own breath. Lengthening the breath out. Letting the flow move through you like water. Let yourself use that 70% of the body that is made of water. The breath lifting under the palms of your hands as you come up. And the exhalation letting you release down again. And then we'll do this one arm at a time. We inhale the left hand up and let it float down on the exhale. Inhale, let right hand float up. Release down on the exhale. By using one hand and then the other, by separating the movement into two halves, we focus the energy. We focus the chi into first one side of the body and then into the other. And as that focus shifts from left to right, we bring the two hemispheres of the brain into balance. Right hemisphere guiding the left, left hemisphere guiding the right. Close your eyes while you do this. And feel as though you're moving all that energy from side to side, but then back to the center again. You can sometimes even see that energy behind your closed eyes, perhaps starting stronger on one side than the other, and then all returning to center. And then let's do this a few more times, both hands at the same time. Inhaling up, floating down on the exhale. This soft flow lets the mind rest as well. So your mind sinks into a space of peace. We exhale down and then inhale, open heart to universe. As you exhale, bring the fingertips of the right hand and touch the left elbow. Inhale and open. opening your heart to life and its experiences. Exhale and bring yourself into this position of protection. This is grasping the bird's tail. And it allows us to not only open to the experiences of life all around us, but at the same time still build that space of protection, that Wei Qi, keeping out any negative energy that others might bring to you. At the same time, we want to be open to fresh, new experiences in the world. We need to protect ourselves from negative influences, just as we protect ourselves from that sunsha, those killing forces. So as we exhale, we form the Wei Qi. As we inhale, we open to all the brightness around us, the possibilities. It's as if with each inhalation, our creativity is allowed to grow and build. And yet we still keep that safe space around us. Always practicing, always living within that safe space, and yet moving out into the world. Heart open and free and bright, as if a golden sun were shining out of your heart. After your next exhalation, let the hands float back down, once more holding them palm up and feeling that golden light shining in the palms of the hands. Lift them up in front of you, palms still facing upward, and we move into Great Bear swims in the ocean. Exhale as you reach forward. Inhale and swim the hands around, making a little spiral at the waist. Chest sinking a bit, hips hinging a little bit forward, and then rolling back into your upright position. Exhale forward. Inhale and feel yourself swim through the ocean of energy that's all around you. Feel it almost as a thick ocean that you slowly sink into and let body and mind swim, buoyed up by the ocean's salt and water, and mind still and quiet, as the ocean would be at peace and at rest. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, open heart, lungs, and chest, and then sink the chest as you reach forward. Again, close your eyes and see if you can feel that water moving between the fingertips. That energy then moving in through the pores of your body so that you hold this oceanic energy within you. Go around through one more cycle of breath. Come back to center and let the arms lift into embracing the tree, fingers pointed toward each other, arms rounded in front of you. Good time to check the spine. Make sure you're still sitting upright, that you haven't slumped. And just feel as though you are holding all that energy within you in this big ball around you. Take some deep breaths. Relax the shoulders down. The elbows drop as if weights were attached to them. So a standing posture can become a sitting posture as well. And then drop the left hand down, palm facing down, and we move into cloudy hands. Sweep the right hand across, lifting the left hand up, little turn at the waist, sweep back the other way. When we're sitting, that lower hand is palm face down. So imagine that the hand that sweeps across the chest are like the clouds skimming through the sky. And that lower hand is like the shadow of the cloud, brushing across the top of the water. Breath long and natural. Let that hand, as it sweeps across the chest, clear the heart of any negative energy. And that cloud that skims over the surface of the water cools us so that no heat obscures our mind or heart. Vision is clear, heart is open. Feel how that palm skims the surface of the water, how cool it is, and how the heart becomes open, light, and joyful. So that as we move out into the world, we hold this lightness. And that lightness opens up all of our compassion, our empathy, our love for others, but also for ourselves. We first need to hold ourselves with compassion before we can send it out into the world. Sweep across once more. Come back to center. Hold that ball of chi between the palms of your hands in front of your belly and pulse the chi. You can inhale as you open the hands and exhale as you close them, or you can do the opposite, whatever feels most natural to you. But feel as though that pulse is moving like the rhythm of your own heart and body and breath. That energy between the palms of the hands is our own internal vital energy, our own chi. See if you can feel it build as you pulse, like magnets being drawn apart and inevitably coming back to the center. And once we have built this chi, let's move it around us on all sides. So turn the hands so the right hand is on top facing the left. Turn at the hips toward the left just a bit. Turn the ball over. And as you come back to center, right hand opens palm up toward the universe. Left hand is palm down toward the earth. And then circle the hands. So left is now on top of right. And we turn a bit toward the right. Turn the ball over. Spread the hands apart. Lower palm toward earth, upper palm toward heaven. And once again, circle around, condensing the ball. Turn, stir the energy by flipping the ball. Spread the hands as we come back to center. And let's continue that as a flow. This is called parting the horse's mane, and it directs our energy from our center out on all sides of us and up and down, rolling in circles from one side to the other. You can inhale as you spread apart. Exhale as you come in, turn and roll the ball. Inhale and open. Condense the energy. Swirl it in a spiral in the hands and then spiraling outward toward earth and toward the universe above. And pull those energies in again towards your center, so that with each repetition of the flow, that energy not only spreads out around us, but we gather it in from all around us until it is as strong as the earth beneath us, as strong as the sky above us, and as strong as nature all around us. Spiral that energy. Let it flow out, the hands separating almost as if you were pulling taffy. One more time. Let the hands come down to your sides. Close your eyes for a moment and feel that energy rushing through you from the crown of the head, through the fingertips, all the way down the legs into the feet. And then we pull this into us with pulling down the sky, our centering for today. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale and let them flow down the front of the body. Gather in fresh, renewed energy from all around you. Let it flow from the crown of the head, through all of the meridians, through all the chakra points. The palms of the hands shining a golden light onto you as the energy flows through you. Gather it into the palms as you inhale and let that golden light flow from the mind center, through the heart center, through all the internal organs, down through the legs, out through the feet, connecting to the earth beneath. Feeling as though we have balanced our yin and our yang. We have built our energy. We have swirled the energy through us and around us. And now we bring it all to the center in harmony. All the elements balanced once more. At the bottom of your next exhalation, just let your hands Return to the belly, resting crossed on them. Spine long, crown of the head up toward the sky, feet firmly connected to the ground. And let your eyes close. We end today with a short Taoist meditation that sinks us into that state of a quiet mind. Try to visualize yourself on a path deep in a forest, surrounded on all sides by the growth of dark green growing upward, perhaps a flower or two blooming within. And see yourself walking down that path. And as you walk, you see in front of you a lake spreading out, opening up within the trees, surrounded itself on all sides by this dark green. As you come to the end of the path and the edge of the lake, you see a small sacred pool. Step into that pool. Feel the cool water first around the feet. Walk a little further into it. Feel that water rising up around your ankles, up your legs. And as you walk further into the pool, there's a big white stone in the center of it. Sit on the stone so that now you are surrounded by the water up to your shoulders. And the water is still and peaceful. And the lake shines, glinting sunlight off its smooth surface. Sit quietly, eyes closed now, feeling the peace that the water brings to you. Listen to the sounds of the forest around you. As you sit in the sacred pool, you absorb its waters until you yourself shine like the white crystal stone on which you sit. And you yourself are a sacred pool. Take some deep breaths and feel how calm and peaceful mind and body can be. And yet how filled with light, the golden light of the sun and the silver white of crystal. Eyes still closed, let your hands rest on your thighs, palms facing up. And absorb all of this energy that surrounds you. Mind at rest, heart open and joyful, body relaxed and yet energized. And slowly open your eyes, but carry this sacred pool with you into the rest of your day. Namaste.